Hey everyone, just a brief video here recommending this particular Adam Curtis documentary series, An Ocean Apart, from 1988. Now, Curtis doesn't actually narrate this piece, although he did have a hand in executive producing it. He's credited as the director. What An Ocean Apart covers is the relationship, that so-called special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States. And it focuses upon their relationship between the events of the First World War up until the airing of this particular series in the later 1980s. It was the first directorial credit of Adam Curtis to be a miniseries rather than a singular episode or feature-length documentary as Great British Housing Disaster, Cost of Treachery, or I think those are the only two prior to this one, or the which aired the following year, The Road to Terror. Although I think what you have, so it's the precedent to a more major project like An Ocean Apart. Pandora's Box, An Ocean Apart being distinct due to it not being narrated by Curtis, whereas Pandora's Box was, of course. And I think that at 7 parts, it's possibly one of the longer to this day of Curtis's works, 7-hour-long entries, and it is very thorough, very insightful, because it seems like such a obvious and sort of intuitive topic, which it doesn't require much, explanation or interest. But when you think about it, there is that, like how do the countries operate? How do they consider one another? Like, to what degree is the United Kingdom irrelevant to the United States, and to what degree has the United Kingdom's pathology and character been entirely influenced, determined by the not just existence of the United States, but the eventual supremacy of the United States, the replacing of Britain's empire by America's during and after the Second World War and the development of the atomic bomb. I've also thought of an alternate history novel that could be entirely brilliant and fascinating would be one wherein what if Britain acquired the atomic bomb prior to America, the Soviets? Britain acquires it first. They inevitably, as America had done to Britain, eventually given some of it to America. They would probably have to, because America would be a finer place, more efficient place to test these weapons. So that's possibly half the reason America was able to develop it first, perhaps. And then, form a sort of block against the Soviet Union early on. I think that would be a fascinating alternate history. Although I do suspect that novel's concept has already been published somewhere, and I hope it has, just because I'd like to read that potentially, because I have searched, and I was like, cause I remember, I swear, maybe I'm dreaming, I read that about that premise once, and I've looked for it since. I was like, what the hell is that novel? Maybe I'm totally making that up, in which case maybe I ought to write it and reap the profits, but I don't know, I've got other things I might prefer to write. In any instance, I'll close it here. Thanks everyone, very immensely, again.